Hello and welcome to my Destruction Warlock training video here. My name's Morph and hopefully going to be showing you the basic destruction rotation. So first of all, spells that we're going to be using in this. Immolate is an important one. We're going to want this up all the time. It's a cast time that does a dot, does some initial damage as well. Bane of Doom is our secondary dot. This is a much longer dot, taking a minute on the target. Keep that up at all times. Incinerate is our first nuke spell. We basically use this as a stopgap, filling in the duration timing between other spells. Chaos Bolt, 12-second cooldown on this one. We throw that off whenever it's off cooldown, does some nice damage for us. Conflagrate, an important spell to use this one on every cooldown, 8 seconds in duration. You must have an immolate on the target in order to use it, so that's one of the reasons for keeping immolate up all the time. Soulfire is the final spell. You get a proc, which makes this instant cast. Whenever that happens, you want to throw it off. Also gives a nice haste buff if the target's above 85% health. Now we're just doing a basic rotation here. An imp is what you're going to want to use as your pet. He helps us most as destruction warlocks. Fel armor is the armor of choice for damage. Now I'm just going to show you on our training dummy here. I choose to use immolate first, and the reason for this is there's a bit of a stopgap between when you cast it and when Conflagrate is usable. Now I'll show you in a moment. Casting an immolate, just watch for this half-second, even up to a second's gap before Conflagrate becomes available. Now because of that, I do immolate followed by Bane of Doom. Here you go. Do you see that gap? So for this reason I do immolate followed by Bane of Doom before doing Conflagrate. I do them in this order. I always believe in the philosophy that if you want to always be casting something or on a global cooldown. If you do them the other way around, there's a little gap there. We're talking minute details here, but we're trying to get the most of DPS out of our spec. After you've cast Conflagrate, it gives you a nice haste buff, and you can then get off a Chaos Bolt and start spamming your incinerates. Okay, so what we'll do now, we'll go for a full run through of the DPS rotation. Start off with an immolate, here we go, and then Bane of Doom straight away. Now I'm going to freeze frame here. You can see on the right, ForteXorcist, that's going to be monitoring our dots and damage. So we go straight into Incinerate, and there we are, a nice proc of Soulfire. You can throw that off. Now, Incinerate's coming up if you look at Exorcist on the right, so we're going to throw another Conflagrate straight away. Keep spamming your immolates in between. Chaos Bolt's the next thing off cooldown, we'll throw one of those out, no problem. And we're going to get another Conflagrate coming up shortly. Now I've renewed the immolate once already. Here we see all three spells are going to be running out at about the same time. Conflagrate first, so we can prepare for that. Conflagrate now, immolate up again, and then the Chaos Bolt. And essentially this is all we do all the time. We're just watching to cast spells as soon as they run out. There's a Soulfire, so we got the Conflagrate off first as it was due. Now usually I'll do a immolate before a Chaos Bolt. I haven't done it this time, but immolate's a thing, you want to try and keep it up all the time for your max DPS. So you can see this rotation, we just carry on now. Pick Conflagrate above Chaos Bolt, they're both running out about the same time now, but it will give you that haste buff, so it's nice to get that earlier rather than later. Bane of Doom just wore off there, so reapply that. And essentially you get used to having all four of these bars available, and you're just spamming Incinerate, just casting your Incinerate button all the time, and then knowing where your other buttons are for those key bindings to cast one of the other four spells whenever they wear off, and Soulfire when it procs. There's a Soulfire right on cue. Immolate again now if that's wearing off, Chaos Bolt, and then a Conflagrate. So this is all there is to it really. You probably can't see on there, but that's getting me about 7,000 DPS, and a bit more if I'm not trying to talk over the same time.